Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Mayfield Toyota Ice Palace here at West Edmonton Mall for the 33rd annual Brick Invitational Hockey Tournament. My name is Adam Anna. I will be your play-by-play host for tonight's game, and I am fortunate to be joined by my color man, Conrad Krausert, as I continue to work on that name. But tonight, we have the Toronto Bulldogs taking on CCM Chicago, and Conrad, both these teams coming in with opposite records of each other. Toronto is 3-1 with their lone loss coming to Team Minnesota earlier in the tournament. Chicago losing a high-scoring affair earlier in the day, as it will be their second game of day 4 as they lost 8-7 to Team Minnesota. What can you tell us about both these teams?
Oh my goodness, that was quite the game for Team Chicago. Team Chicago actually led by 2 goals on 2 separate occasions in that one. And you know, it really was a heartbreaker. You saw some of the kids hanging their head. But with that, 87 Sam Douglas did pick up a couple more assists, putting him into our conversation for one of the players of this tournament. His 2 goals and 5 assists throughout this tournament. And for the Bulldogs, ranked up in the top 20 is Nate Delgazio. He's got 4 goals, 1 assist in the scoring lead record. He's got a little bit of ground to make up, because I believe our scoring leader actually has 8 goals on the tournament in 5 games. So, and yeah, that is going to be true. Our scoring leader to this point is Cade Nickel. So one of those Manitoba Junior Ice players leading the tournament in goals right now.
So you're saying we might see a few more goals in this game, is what you're telling us?
You know what? It'll really depend, because I think when you have an early game, you either come out like a house on fire, trying to throw everything on net, or you're just like, you know what, we're tired. Even though we went back to the hotel room, got our little bit of a afternoon nap in, got the pregame meal, still feeling a little heavy, still feeling it in our legs. So it's a kind of a coin flip, is what I would have to say.
Well, I would say that for Toronto, I mean, obviously they need the win. They want to continue to stay in playoff contention in a very tight race in the division. And for CCM Chicago, I mean, being 1-3, it's going to be tough on them. But we'll see what happens here. We're just going to get the national anthems out of the way, and then we'll be back, Conrad and I, for the opening face-off here at the Ice Palace here in West Edmonton Mall between the Toronto Bulldogs and CCM Chicago.
So we're back here on the ice surface. Toronto Bulldogs wearing the yellow and blue with the red paw prints. One paw print for each time they've won this tournament here, the Brick Invitational. And on your right, in the black and powder blue with the red accent matching the Chicago flag, CCM Chicago. Good looking unis out here today.
Yeah, we have a goalie from CCM Chicago wearing number 7 in the pipes. We've seen a couple creative numbers with our goaltenders in this tourney so far. We'll see if he's getting the start. We're not sure.
No, Evan Monahan got the start in game 1 of the day, so we are likely going to see another weird number, 52 for Keegan Ritter in between the pipes for Chicago.
I got to say, I've been at this tourney for 10 years. This will be year 11, and those yellow Bulldog jerseys, they're slick. I like the yellow.
And I love the addition of the paw prints. In football, sometimes or in soccer, I call it football. I'm one of those weird European-esque fans. You'll often see stars added around their logo, but I think the paw prints on the back of the jerseys are a great touch.
I think so too, especially if it kind of donates that, how many tournaments they've won, and it's impressive. I mean, you look at the banners, and Toronto's up there, numerous times from when this tournament started in 1990 and leading all the way up till 2019 pre-COVID. But, they're setting themselves up for another chance at going deep. And a win here today against CCM Chicago would, most likely clinch themselves a playoff spot and put them right back into the driver's seat come playoff time.
Yeah, and they even had a win against their intertown rivals in this tournament, the Toronto Pro Hockey. But definitely wearing jerseys and helmet stripes that look like like the Michigan Wolverines, the college team you often see in the Frozen Four.
Michigan's usually quite good, so we'll see if the Bulldogs can resemble them today, as CCM Chicago is in must-win mode at 1-3. The Bulldogs 3-1, looking to get a little bit closer to locking up that playoff spot with only 1 day left in the tournament after today. That is of round robin play. As Toronto will go back into their own zone, it will be number 23, Zaradsky. He will headband that puck to DeGazio. And DeGazio lost control as Chicago will try and come back the other way. It will be Cudio. Cudio wearing number 22 for Chicago. He will have it roll off his stick back of the Toronto net.
Be prepared to say that name lots. He is a quick skater and a puck magnet here for Chicago.
Well, and we will continue to see if he can do it. But Mashinter, 2-on-1 for Toronto. They slide it across, and then they look back door, and Ritter had no idea where that puck was. As Toronto, some nifty passing there as an early pass from Mashinter to Stewart, and then Stewart looked to go right back to him on the back post, but Chicago's defender just got enough of it, and then Ritter had no idea where it was but made the save.
Ritter looking like a man who had the nickname Ritter. David Riddick there looking for the puck, not knowing where it was.
And if anything, I mean, we can make a Nashville Predators reference with these yellow jerseys. And Riddick obviously with the Preds this past year, and I know why Conrad's making the reference, because Riddick was a former Calgary Flame.
And did not have the best playoff performance this year. Saw less than 20 minutes of play before getting yanked for the Preds.
For people listening, I'm going to apologize in advance for all the Calgary Flame references from Conrad, because he should be cheering for the Oilers.
Oh,
but I'm afraid he's not.
We've got the Battle of Alberta booth edition here going on, folks.
Don't worry, it's all friendly up here in the booth. Just actually met Conrad today, which is, we're gelling quickly here. As here is number 97. That is Zaccato. Zaccato will play that back of the net as Toronto will rim that around the wall for number 92. That was Nicholson. Nicholson couldn't quite clear as it's kept in by number 79. That's Cotter. And once again, he will play that back down deep into the Bulldog zone.
So I made this reference yesterday. I don't think any of these players are old enough to remember the two-line pass rule, and you certainly would have seen it come into effect in this tournament, because a lot of these long, beautiful tape-to-tape passes are taking place over 3 zones.
And you can see how that's just opened up the game. Can you imagine the two-line pass and how much that would slow it down? So Toronto now with pressure in the Chicago zone, as one of the Bulldogs gets bumped, but now it goes right back to the point for Pollard. Pollard's shot blocked fearlessly there by number 72, Lashoff, as the CCM Chicago try to work it up the far side, but now we'll have to win a battle along the wall. They do, until it is number 92, Nicholson once again. He'll kick it back to Pollard. Pollard's high wrister knocked down by a glove. That's Cotter getting the glove in the lane, as once again Pollard seems like he's had the puck on his stick the whole shift. Now Chicago had a stick tied up in the feet. That was again number 72 there, Lashoff, and now he's going to go out for a change. So it'll be 5 on. Oh no, now he's going to elect to stay as Pollard, the clapper, and that one goes wide, as he had all day up there. Now the Bulldogs will play that back below the goal line. Taking a cross check there was number 10. That was Dodick, as Toronto plays it into the near side corner.
Lashoff seems to be favoring his leg and now needs to get off for a change.
Yeah, he's having a tough shift there for the youngster. But Chicago will get it deep. Now they're having a tough goal on the line change. They got to get things sorted out on that bench, as it will be D'Agazio. D'Agazio down the right side. He tried to look for the shot tip there from Dodick. And now it will be CCM Chicago coming back the other way. It will be number 38. That's Jack Taylor. Taylor gets stood up by Chen as the Bulldog crowd reacts there. Puck stays below the goal line in the Toronto zone, as it was rimmed up the wall, kept in by number 9, Kenneth Kim of Chicago. And now this one's going to go by him, and it should have enough gas to go all the way down the ice. And with 7:40 remaining here in the opening period, we got zeros on the clock in terms of the score and zeros on the clock in the shot count.
So you made mention CCM Chicago having issues at the bench. You know who's running that front door? Former NHLer Jamal Myers. The son playing for the team and has definitely been influential. Hasn't found the score sheet yet, as far as I remember I could see.
Somebody's going to have to talk to the music guy. It's not Saturday night tonight. It's Thursday.
But these players looking forward to Saturday and Saturday night potentially.
Playing some old Wigfield on the music, as that shot stopped by the glove of Ritter, as he gets tested there. And now Toronto again will go low to high to the point. That's something we've seen in years past. They really work it around in the offensive zone, do a good job of using their outlets, and again, one of their biggest strengths is the back end.
And they have a lot of names in red here in your programs if you're here locally watching. A lot of names from this Bulldog team make their way to that NHL.
Skinner couldn't clear for Chicago, but he's going to get some help there from Chase Hutter, as it will be number 97, Zaccato, giving chase. Toronto playing it back in the net. Pinching in was one of the Chicago players that looked to be number 38, Jack Taylor. That wrister from the point from number 3, Eli Wild, goes wide. Taylor now in after it along with Zaccato. And the Bulldogs, nice job to just flip that out with Seuss. Not to be confused with Dr. Seuss, as that aerial pass ends up having enough to go for icing once again, and we'll have another draw back in the Toronto zone with 6:24 now remaining, and not a ton to report so far.
No, but you do make mention of the Bulldogs' propensity to throw it low to high. I wonder if that started with a young man by the name of Dougie Hamilton, who played for this team, the current New Jersey Devil. Going to have some new teammates here with the draft taking place.
You're saying Dougie Hamilton was a former Bulldog?
Correct.
Well, there's another name playing in the NHL now, and Toronto wins the D-zone draw. They rim it around for Nicholson. Nicholson wearing number 92. Lost control of that puck right in the danger zone as Chicago now. Nicholson takes down his man, and that is going to be a hooking call going to Nicholson, who would have been in all alone there.
Are they giving it to the Bulldogs?
They are.
Oh, I think that could have given 4 on, I think it was a 6, half of one, 6 dozen of the other, but no, it will be Chicago, I believe.
Well, there's a little bit of confusion here. I'm not sure what's going on. I had Nicholson all day there on the hook. The box guys are confused. They're looking for some direction.
It is going to be Nicholson ending up in the box. just miscommunicated to the box. The box was confused as I was.
I think we all were there for a second. Jamal Myers didn't flinch on the bench, though, but he knew they were getting the peeper. So Nicholson will be in the box for 2 or less.
And has to keep his head up with that pane of glass missing. I wonder if all the players are aware of it.
Chicago doesn't have a shot on goal thus far. They're going to hope to generate something here on their first power play of the evening, as they're going to walk off the half wall, kick it to the goal line. Man for a quick give and go, but Skinner couldn't quite receive that pass, as that was Delino crashing hard into the wall. It was a little bit awkward for him there as he kind of did the splits.
Bit of a yard sale there. Bodies flying everywhere.
Continues to get bumped, but finds his way back to his feet and clears that puck.
3 or 4 different bodies are sprawling there on the far side.
Welcome to the Brick Tournament. They are good hockey players, but every once in a while they want to do a little bit of a yard sale. Crash and bang. As it will be number 23, Saratsky, clearing that one for the Bulldogs as that wobbling puck squirts just inside the Chicago line, where a good stick from number 10, Dodick, will break up that pass as the play will stay down in the Chicago end. And now Dodick has drawn a penalty here, and this time I think it's safe to say Chicago is getting the penalty, as Dodick keeps possession. Now goes back out to Seuss. Seuss's shot blocked by the shin pad of Sorensen, and we're going to have a high sticking penalty coming to number 27, Michael Anderson of CCM Chicago. And just like we saw in the last game, that's going to negate the power play for Chicago, and Toronto and Chicago will play some 4-on-4 hockey.
And just a reminder that every power play is brought to you by the Kachuk Advisory Group at Scotia Wealth Management. At the Kachuk Advisory Group, we believe that we share a passion for our community. We believe that wealth is about more than just money.
As Toronto will try to control the offensive zone draw. We got just under 5 minutes to play here in this opening period. Very quiet first period as the shots remain 2-0 for the Bulldogs. And Toronto not taking anything away from them. We've seen them for the last 10 years. They're usually a powerhouse at this tourney. Maybe a little bit of a slow start here, but we'll see if they can find a way as it comes back to left point. That shot let go through a maze of players, but it's knocked down and didn't make its way to the net. Now they'll try again. It's number 4, DeRoche, back to the half wall man. That's Saratsky. Saratsky trying to get away from Cudio. Cudio will now front DeRoche. Now Seuss fell, and it will be Hunter trying to take off, but Seuss, the big body, will now take off himself. He'll backhand sauce that to DeGazio, but I think he had the easier target in number 16, Mashinter, and it will be an offside call on the Bulldogs.
So we made mention of one of the players from the Bulldogs that headed to the NHL. Chicago, from the looks of my untrained eye, it looks like they've only had one player head to the NHL from this organization, but he's now a captain in the NHL. Brady Tkachuk, the younger brother of Matthew, played for this CCM Chicago team.
Well, I would take Brady on my team any day of the week. Real good player, as Toronto now has the man advantage with just under a minute to go in that power play. 3:45 to go in the first period, as Toronto will work its way to the net as they slide it softly on their backhand was Mashinter. And Mashinter will find it again on his stick. Now goes low to high to Pollard. Pollard back to the half wall man. Mashinter, eyes up, back to Pollard in the middle. They kind of set up in the overload / umbrella, and that shot might have grazed Ritter in the pipes and then hit a spectator. And the two kids just behind the net had to be alert there. And it might have just whizzed by his ears.
That's what the young spectator was saying. We have had a couple of fans, just due to the nature of this low ice, be struck. Had a parent of one of the Montreal Canadiens fans actually have to head to the hospital to receive a couple of stitches after taking a puck right above the eyebrow.
And so
the fun stories you can tell of the Brick Tournament here. Getting the scars not just on the ice, but in the stands.
100%. As Pollard will move it D to D. That shot right to the front. They jam away. They score. Mashinter puts it over Ritter, who is down and out. And once again, you can see Toronto using the points and then getting a puck to the paint, and Mishinter makes it 1-0 Toronto.
Johnny on the spot for Mishinter, just able to put that rebound up high, just above the sprawling glove. And Chicago saying, you know what, all three of the D-men, one of the ones who started on the ice, one of the ones who came over the board just came over and said, hey, you know what, we need to do a better job of clearing that one out front. That's not on you, that's on us.
And so the Bulldogs, that'll be considered a power play goal. The assists are going to go to Pollard and Chen. And they take the 1-0 lead with the 3-minute warning coming up if you're a CFL fan. As Weng, wearing number 39, the old Doug Waite uni for the Oil, as he kept that play alive. Now it's back in the net for number 72, that is Lashoff. Lashoff takes a body and then takes a swipe at number 33, Delino. Now it pops out to DeGazio. He couldn't get his stick on it in time as Delino now bumps number 79. That was Jimmy Cotter. Now at the right point is Malfera. That shot blocked. And Chicago will play that up the wall as they look to gain the red. They still have no shots on goal. And we have 2 minutes left, and the only, well, we saw that once before in the last game with Team Brick Alberta not registering a shot in that third period. As Toronto, 4-on-2 over the line. Not a great time for Chicago to make a line change, as now they get outnumbered at the net, and Ritter was down there and got a piece of it with his glove, as that might end up being a big save late in the period, as DeRoche couldn't keep that puck in. And now we'll start the transition by going to Malfera, who will quickly move it to Nicholson, who turns it over. Nicholson took that penalty for the hook minutes ago. As Wild now lets the wrister go. That one's blocked as well. As the Bulldog went down to his knees, tried to clear. There's a shot right on, and that one stopped. As we haven't really mentioned the starting netminder on the Bulldogs, number 31, Christian Ariana, but looked good on his first save of the game.
Ariana, one of the bigger goaltenders, making sure that even when he goes down into that butterfly, keeping his chest up. He got beaten a couple of times in the Minnesota game because he was trying to just get his legs across, not keeping his chest up.
So he said earlier, Toronto not off to a bad start in the first period. They're usually one of the powerhouses in the tourney, as there's a backhand try, and that one just slid wide as Ariana might have got a piece of that with his right pad. Now Chicago trying to provide some pressure of their own, as that was number 19, Sorensen's stick kind of tripping himself there as it got caught in the boards. As the body is being played by Seuss again there. As we hit the last minute of play in the first period, Toronto will try and break that out at Saratsky, losing it in his feet, and DeRoche has time. Chicago goes off for a change. There is a pass for Dodick. Dodick had to open up towards that puck rather than curl, as the pass was in front of him, couldn't quite catch up to it. We're down to 20 seconds remaining here in the first period. Dodick will catch up to it. He's a big body, skates well. Will read the pressure and elect to go back to his defenseman. That is number 43, Liam Chen, who had an apple on that first power play goal for the Bulldogs. As Toronto will be able to play it just outside the line. Here is a chance for Chicago. Another shot blocked on its way through by Chen, and that will lead us to the end of the first period, where Toronto scores a late power play marker, and they find themselves up by a score of 1-0.
That's got to be the story of both of these, the 2012 and 2011 years here for the Bulldogs. Big puck-moving defensemen. They had 2 of them go to our All-Star game, but we're going to turn around and break down the singular goal we've had in this first period.
Am I allowed to have some popcorn?
Oh, you're allowed. Go ahead. Shot back to the point, and it is just that, just a puck battle in front of the net. Managed to tuck it over the pad in between the glove of a sprawling CCM Chicago goaltender. And you know, that's kind of been Keegan Ritter's thing. It's been a scrambly affair for him. He's not necessarily getting his body in the greatest position and has had to kind of scramble to get his glove and blocker back in front of some of these shots, not just in today's game, but I think the story of the tournament.
Well, we'll see if he can settle her down for Chicago. They're going to need it if they want to continue to stay with the Bulldogs. They had a nice late push there in the last couple shifts by providing some pressure themselves, but Ariana, who wasn't tested through the first 8 or 9 minutes, had to be alert in the last couple.
Yeah, and Ariana talking with his goaltending partner, which is Enzo Fortino. Definitely that kind of old school goaltending mentality where the goaltenders stay off by themselves and let all the other players talk strategy, where you talk with your goaltending partner and not much else.
Well, that's what a good teammate does, right? That's a good goalie tandem.
And we've seen ton of those in this tournament. We saw it in the 2011s for the Western Selects. Brought the shortest tandem of goaltenders I think we've seen in this tournament, but take it all the way to the finals.
Well, we'll see if Conrad's going to be right in terms of Toronto making it deep once again with a good goalie tandem themselves, as Chicago is going to get the period started by getting a puck deep into the Bulldog zone. Another 12-minute frame here in the second period as the Bulldogs lead 1-0. They lead the shot count 4-3. As it will be Lashoff getting to the puck first as he gets knocked down by Pollard. You can see the Bulldog defense playing tough back there. Now a 3-on-1 as they catch the Chicago defender pinching. Here's Mashinter trying to go back to number 19. That was Kalapaka. And they couldn't quite convert on that 3-on-1 odd man rush.
That's the second time Mashinter has been selfless, trying to give the puck up instead of getting a shot on net.
As Stewart lets the shot fly, and that one stopped by the left pad of Ritter, who gets spun around by his own D-man. And now here comes Chicago once again. Lashoff, the long shot. Easily steered away there by Ariana.
The Bulldogs crowd getting loud for every save for Ariana. Not many of them so far.
And you were jumping to their opening warm-up song. You seem to like that one.
I love it because they will use it as a chance as they are now. And whenever they're singing it, I call them the Brampton Boys instead of the Baja Men.
As Dodick played that one to the point for DeRoche. DeRoche let the shot go. It didn't make its way all the way to the net, and Dodick now falls as he got a piece of that puck, but Chicago will play that puck. Well, they tried to play it through DeRoche's feet. And falling there was number 10. That was Chase Hutter. As Toronto will come back the other way. Saratsky kicked it to Dodick. Dodick tried to kick it out to number 88. That was DeGazio. As they will one-hand poke that by. That is number 23, Saratsky. He now falls, and Chicago regains possession. As it will be CCM Chicago. Nice outlet there. Through the middle of the ice was number 97. That was a shot right on by Zaccaro, and I don't know if Ariana completely got a piece of that or if it just came out the other side. But Skinner takes a bump as the Bulldogs continue to play the body.
It vibrates our whole broadcast location whenever the bodies come together right in front of us here.
Playing hard and heavy here at the Ice Pals. As Seuss might be caught here, but a good job by the tracker. As that high shot was juggled by Ariana there. And like we said, a good track there by number 33. That was Dalino. And now here's Zaccato. Zaccato will come in. Lets the shot go right on. And there's Ariana standing tall. Now he goes down to the butterfly. Had to make a couple good stops as he looked calm in there and just let the puck hit him as Chicago comes close off the rush.
He almost had to do the right shoulder lift that we've seen so many times in both cities in this province from a number 41, Mike Smith, and then drops down, making sure to cover the bottom of the net for any of those rebounds that come off of that save.
I can't believe you just referenced an Oiler goaltender.
He was a Flames goaltender once
Yeah,
too, just like Grant Fuhrer, reminder. Remember he ended his career as a Calgary Flame?
We're not going to get into that. Number 21 for the Bulldogs, that is Malfera. He got it around to Mashinter. Mashinter now will try to stop up. He lost control. As it will be number 19, Kalapaka. The wrister, and Ritter kind of jumped in the air and caught it with his shoulder and just got a piece of it to deflect it up and over the glass.
And he's hearing a few cheers, probably for the shot, but also an appreciation of the hard work from the Chicago goaltender. Not something you see very often. And you make mention of the jumping. I've also seen a couple players use the jump as if to confuse our officials into calling offside plays onside. So jumping, another one of the quirks of this tournament.
I know our camera lady, she couldn't hear us jump at that one, but she kind of jumped herself there off that save, as Cody is used to us getting a little bit excited. So
yeah, Kaya not quite used to us over in the broadcast.
Okay, thank you for helping me out, Kaya. She's doing a wonderful job on the vid for us. As play continues down into the near side corner, Chicago's going to try and break it out up that far side boards as Halat loses control as Mashinter will run over his man. That was Sorensen. Play continues. Stewart now. Stewart, Mashinter, and Kalapaka have probably been the Bulldogs' best line on the night so far as they've been generating offense. They've had a few odd man rushes to speak of, and now Pollard will keep that play alive. They say it's stuck right along the blue line there. So once again, Mashinter, low to high for Pollard. Pollard, D to D. For DeRoche, that wrister goes wide, comes off hot off the back wall, but Chicago's there first. And they'll try to play it off the glass for Sorensen, but he couldn't quite catch up to it. Pollard once again keeps it in. And now one of the Bulldogs gets hammered behind the net, and we got a delayed penalty coming as that shot blockered away there by Ritter, who did a good job challenging there through the screen. And Chicago will now touch up. And with 7:19 to go, the Bulldogs are going to their second power play of the game.
So we'll talk about the penalty here in a second, but I feel I would not be myself if I didn't reference the fact that number 26 for Chicago actually plays his winter hockey up here north of the border for the Spartan Academy, an Alberta institution.
Jad Halat.
Number 26 for CCM, yeah.
I'm actually related to them, if you want to know another fun fact. Isn't that interesting? I was actually messaging, his mom's name's Nadia, and I was messaging her last night saying that we were going to be calling the game, so I know they're here somewhere in the building. Hopefully see them after the game, but with 7 minutes to go, the Bulldogs start their second power play. They are 1 for 1 with the man advantage, and so far that is the difference in the hockey game.
But Chicago does well to kill the first 30 seconds of this, all in the Bulldogs' defensive zone.
And we'll see if the Bulldogs can now get set up as Chen at the left point. Wrister on net, rebound! And that one was a little bit of a lazy rebound there by Ritter, which almost cost him, but he was able to recover. Now it's back to Seuss. Seuss at the right point. Boy, he's got the big frame back there. See if he can let one fly here. Is Seuss still with it? Works his way down the right side wall. We'll try to send a laser cross ice to DeGazio. Ends up hitting a a Chicago defender. They're not the Blackhawks this year.
No, CCM Chicago.
CCM Chicago will make a change with one of their forwards as DeGazio will now try to feather that one through to Dodick. Dodick will rub his man out along the wall. It's now going to be a 2-on-3 in the corner, and we had a Chicago player lying on the puck, so they will blow it down with 36 seconds now remaining in the penalty.
So you made reference to the big, tall defenseman Seuss, and Silas hasn't really let a shot go, hasn't let a bomb go from the point yet, to my knowledge, this tournament. Definitely looks pass first, and there's still some great passing, though.
Well, that one pass was a laser, so you could be right on that. And again, no relation to Dr. Seuss. As we go back to the point, good book when we were kids.
It's got to be a great nickname, too. I'm sure he's called the Doctor. Only one other doctor I can think of, DR, Derek Ryan, for the hometown Oilers.
There you go. As Chicago with a shorthanded chance. That was off the stick of Mayers. As Ariana kicked out the left pad. And Toronto will easily work it back through the neutral ice area. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Nice job cut in the middle of the ice. Peretta, a shot right on, and look at Ritter stand tall there. As that might have been his best save, point blank, in the high slot as Chicago returns back to even strength. As this game remains a 1-0 Toronto lead as they battle along the near side wall. As Toronto's number 33, Delino, was arguing for a holding the stick call.
But we are going to get a hand pass And it looks like we might have had some debris take place and affect that battle along the board. Just a reminder, we are right under a Tim Hortons, so the overhang does lead to some of the debris from that coffee cup coming down onto the ice.
Wondering why nobody's brought us a coffee yet.
We had a coffee spill on the ice on day one, so I'm actually kind of happy we haven't gotten a coffee.
Yeah, that might burn a little bit if that was to hit us.
It was down in the left-hand corner here. We were fine.
So the Bulldogs will work the puck back over the Chicago blue line, but quickly broken up there, and a nice outlet from number 15. That's Caden Skinner up to number 97, who lets the shot fly off the blocker of Ariana. That was Dean Zaccaro with that chance, and now it's kept in by number 87, Douglas. Douglas had that one squirt by him as he picks it up at center, and now Nicholson, good pursuit there, creates the turnover. Here is Delino. Delino will stop up, look for Malfera at the near side point. Couldn't quite get it to him, but Malfera will get it past a sliding Skinner, and Delino couldn't quite flip that in, but Chicago's, once again, number 97, Zaccaro, will play that back behind for Douglas. Douglas up for Skinner. Skinner will head north. Had a little bit of trouble with it. Now we'll gain center ice as it went off his skate to Douglas. Douglas cuts the middle, lets the shot go right on end, and once again, Ariana has looked very technically sound in the paint, and he's been making those long-range shots look easy so far.
It's a vast difference in goaltending styles. You have the very technical goalie, and I gotta say, wearing very similar colors to Pekka Rinne. I think that's a fair comparison. The taller frame, very positionally focused. I think it's apt.
I don't disagree. Rinne, obviously, I believe he just retired, didn't he?
Did just retire last year.
So now their guy is UC Saros.
Unfortunately, couldn't play in the playoffs, getting an injury in the last week of the season.
Did have a real good year, especially considering he's not the biggest tender in the pipes. So that just shows you those small goalies, they can definitely make their way to the NHL, as it will be number 19, Kalapaka. Kalapaka will delay, try to cycle it down low. It is easily read there by Douglas, as Chen will break up that clearing attempt. And now Seuss, nice job to curl away from pressure and then make the middle outlet pass, but Toronto couldn't make do. And Chen now will cut off Cudio. As Conrad said, we'd be hearing his name a lot. So far, he's been a little bit quiet, but we'll see if he gets going. As Cudio now shot right on, and he's trying to, he must be hearing us right now as he gets that shot on, and Ariana makes the glove save with 3:06 to go.
And remember when Chicago didn't have a shot in the first period? They now lead on the shot clock, 10-7. It's almost like our ice is tilted here to our right side.
And that's kind of what we were saying about the Bulldogs usually, really dominating the play. It hasn't happened here tonight, as Chicago holding their own. They played earlier in the day, losing 8-7 in an absolute shootout against Team Minnesota, who is one of the top teams in the division right now, as Saratsky will work his way down the near side. He will stop up, backhand that one up to Pollard. Pollard, D-to-D for DeRoche, that wrister wide of the goal. As once again, Saratsky right away wanted to go low to high to Pollard once again, but didn't get enough on that one, and now it will be Chicago coming over the line 3-on-3. As Lashoff tried to hit the brakes, but couldn't make anything happen there. And once again, we're back out to center with 2:25 remaining and maybe a Toronto chance, as sucking in one defender was DeGazio. Now a shot on the ice, deflected, and Ritter was looking behind him, but ended up getting his glove there just in case. But Toronto almost able to capitalize on what looked like a harmless looking rush and a good shot on goal.
You miss 100% of the shots you never take. Isn't that the phrase from Wayne Gretzky? Or often misattributed to Wayne. I'm not sure which at this point.
And so the draw coming to the left of Ritter, as Toronto controlled. DeRoche plays it softly back into the corner for Dodick. Dodick there along with number 88, DeGazio. Chicago will send that puck through the middle of the ice. It will be Zaccaro. Zaccaro will quickly get closed off there by the Toronto defenseman. That was number 93, Jackson Pollard. Again, wearing Dougie Gilmore's old number. As Dodick lets the wrister go. Rebound, they score! It's number 88, Degazio. On the rebound as Ritter made a great first stop with the glove but couldn't catch it. And I believe, Conrad, you were speaking about that in the last game, about how pucks just don't stick in the glove, and that's what we saw there as Toronto will take a 2-0 lead.
It's partially the age, but it's also partially how goaltending gear is designed. The modern game, you are seeing pucks and pads designed to kick out into less dangerous areas, but if you don't get your angles right, that puck's rebounding right into the slot. The referee is trying to get the flybys here shortened a little bit, get the celebration shortened, get back to hockey as soon as we can.
So Toronto, once again, they scored with about 3 minutes left in the first period, have now found a way to score in the final 2 minutes of this second period to lead 2-0. And now we got a penalty coming to Chicago as Cudio will touch up. And it's a double dose here for Chicago. They just get scored on, and now they're going to have to kill off their third penalty of the evening.
Penalty to number 26, your relative, Jad Halat, heading to the box of punishment.
I like how you referenced that, actually.
You mentioned it. You made mention. Oh, and they're saying that Chicago could not get the change going because they had already had the stop sign.
Boy, I do like how the Bulldogs fans are starting to chant there. That's awesome.
As I said, it's the Brampton boys.
Yeah, you were bang on there as the Bulldogs control the draw cleanly. It's Seuss. Seuss lets the wrister go right on. And this time Ritter, he juggled it a little bit but managed to control the rebound. And with 1:23 left, are we going to get a look at that goal? We might have to wait until the end of the second.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to. We do have it. No, we do not.
I think he's going to wait. So we'll wait until the end of the second to show you that second Bulldog goal. As once again they control it off the offensive zone draw. Seuss, look at all the room he has. Lets the shot go. It hits a body and stays out as Chicago clears it to the corner. Now it's Seuss again. We'll play that down low as it will be number 98, Peretta. Peretta will bring it around the net. Gets spun around, tries to force one through. Now Nicholson jamming away. Takes a whack or two. But once again, Ritter, he's been good late here in the period. And with just under a minute to go, the Bulldogs coming close here to making it 3-0.
Definitely have had the pressure change here with that penalty. Complexity of the game changing a little bit. And you know, I would have loved to have seen Seuss wind up. He had acres of space as he came in from the point there.
Well,
fired a wrist shot and
you haven't been wrong. Yeah, we haven't seen him take a clapper yet, but I mean, he's electing to use the wrister. But Chicago this time, unlike the first two draws in the offensive zone, they win that one and they get it 200 feet into the Toronto zone. 45 to go in the period as that one sent past Nicholson, and it will be icing on the Bulldogs.
Which is unfortunate. They had 5 players to 2 on the rush there, and it looks like we do have our replay coming right now since we got the icing. Great move to get outside from Dodick. First shot stops. Second, clinical finish.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that. Finish into the empty net, number 1, and then just a great job by Dodick, you know, hitting the far glove or the far pad, if you will, and creating that second opportunity. So we got 41 seconds left. The Stripes all over the Chicago bench for the late change. 1:13 left. Playing eye of the tiger here, but we don't see any tilts on the ice. At least not between any Americans or Russians. It was Rocky and Ivan Drago not in the building tonight.
Oh, man.
Classic movie. As we have another stoppage on the offside this time.
And since we got Chicago, we don't have any of the wrestling fans here either. No CM Punk on the ice.
I didn't see any.
No, I haven't seen him around. Don't see his distinctive X on the back of the hands of any of these players.
Might have taken the night off. As Mashinter will gain possession in the Chicago zone. He'll slide it to Stewart. Stewart lets the shot go. Hits a Chicago stick right in front, and they're able to clear out of danger. And Pollard will race back for it as there's 10 seconds remaining. Toronto will, doesn't look like they're going to be able to work their way up the ice in time, as the clock will tick down here on this second period. And Toronto, 2 late goals, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. They lead CCM Chicago by a score of 2-0. And Conrad, what are we looking for here in the third?
We're looking for more shots from the side of the Americans here. Team Chicago needs to start firing more pucks. They once again trail on the shot clock, 10-13. Did not have a shot for, let's call it the second half of that period.
It's like you said, Chicago was out shooting Toronto at one point 10-7. And then since then, the Bulldogs have rattled off 6 straight, including a goal. 2 shots coming off the 1 goal. And for Toronto, I mean, they're looking to improve to 4-1. What do they need to kind of maintain here going into the third and final period?
Keep your fans engaged and keep doing what you're doing. I don't think I've seen something wrong with the Bulldogs game so far. I think you just build on what you've got, keep firing it from the shot point, and I want to see Seuss just let go of a clap bomb. The tallest player on the ice. I want to see it. Either him or Dodick. Let's get the huge leverage out there.
Well, you're right, they've quietly played a sound game for the Bulldogs, and they really haven't given Chicago a ton. I mean, and when they have, Ariana's been put, he's been rock solid, right? So, I mean, Chicago's second game of the day, we saw Team Brick Alberta kind of run out of gas in that third period of the last game. We'll see if that rings true going into this third period, but I'm sure you will be on the ball and giving everyone a summary when we come back for this third period.
I certainly will, but I think we'll take a step back, ladies and gentlemen, here from the 33rd annual Brick Invitational at the Ice Palace at West Edmonton Mall. We'll see you.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment. Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, Wing Night Wednesdays, Buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena.
So as promised, Conrad Krauser here, just with a breakdown of our scoring summary, because we didn't actually really finalize who our assists were. So I'll tell you who officially got the assists here on both Toronto Bulldogs goal. First goal scored at 3:15 in the first period, or 3:15 remaining in the first period. That's a power play goal from number 16, Clive Mashinter, and officially from number 22, Drew Stewart, and number 43, Liam Chen. For the Bulldogs' second goal, has officially been given to Nate Delgazio. From number 10, Matthew Dodick, and number 93, Jackson Pollard. So there's just your scoring breakdown. You've seen highlights from the both of them, and I figured I'd just give you that before we see the players take the ice. CCM Chicago will be hitting the ice shortly. So stay tuned here on ASTV for more. Slamming that door shakes all.
Okay, we have returned to the Mayfield Toyota Ice Palace. I'm your play-by-play man, Adam Mana, and I have my color man, Conrad Krausner.
Krausert, you're close.
Oh, I was close.
Two for three isn't bad. Let's.
Krausert, I got it. As we continue the third period of play, it is Toronto leading CCM Chicago by a score of 2-0. So far, Toronto has scored 2 late goals in each of the first period and second period. And that's where we stand right now as they start on the power play and look to make it 3 as the backhand try by Pollard is blocked. And Chicago will just be able to clear that puck just in front of DeRoche as Dodick had an apple on the second goal, letting that wrister fly, hitting the glove of Ritter. And the far rink-wide pass is over the stick of DeGazio, but they wave off the icing.
Said it was tipped on the way in.
I don't buy it. As the Bulldogs try to move it D to D, that was number 93, Pollard. Looking for DeRoche. DeRoche is getting hounded by number 10 of CCM Chicago, which leads to a turnover, and that shot hits one of the fans, and look out. As one of the fans had to try and catch him there.
Says, I'm okay. Did bounce back into play. But you said you had an insider scoop on the health of one of the players here, that Jad Halat had tweaked his groin a little bit, but still good enough to play, obviously, and he's been skating just fine from our vantage point.
Well, we might have given away a secret there. It's maybe considered a lower body injury.
Low LBI. Always lovely to see in the hockey world.
Not sure if they're targeting the injuries the same here as the NHL, but
not at all.
As,
but Jad's been skating great.
He's been effective for CCM Chicago despite the injury. As Toronto, Kalapaka had that go under stick. Kim will try to sauce that one through. It was knocked down by a glove of Mashinter, and like we were saying through the first 2 periods, this line's probably been their best, as they've had a couple odd mans in which they haven't been able to convert, and they have been buzzing in the offensive zone all game here, as that puck is going to make its way all the way down around the net to the near side corner where Kalapaka gets knocked off the puck.
And the biscuit comes out to Zaccato. Zaccato wearing number 97 for Chicago. Will take it to his backhand. The backhand along the ice is kicked out by the right pad of number 31, Christian Ariana, pardon me. As Cudio now for Chicago. Starting to say his name more here as he gets going. And now Chicago is going to take a penalty right in front of the official, and it's going to be interference going to number 3, Eli Wild. And I don't think that's one Chicago needed a minute 20 into, or 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this third period.
Yeah, it's kind of a nothing play, and I can see why Chicago's frustrated. As a lot of those have gone uncalled to this point. But we're going to go back to the Jad Hlatt injury. I think there's a ton of players out here. It's just like the NHL playoffs. This is the big tournament. You're going to play through a bump or a bruise, and you're going to want to give your team the best chance of success.
And so once again, Toronto on the power play, brought to you by Kachuk Advisory Group at Scotia Wealth Management. As that is number 39 for the Bulldogs, Domino Wing. Letting that clapper fly as Delino has to go off his backhand right to the slot. As they converge on the puck, Delino now has time. He'll delay, spin away, and slow things down as Delino on the half wall. Up to Malfera. Malfera back to the half wall for Delino. He's got room to walk in. Elects to go down low for Porretta. Porretta couldn't take her to the net off the goal line, so he'll just give it right back to Delino. Delino back to Malfera. Toronto needs to spread out this box of Chicago as they send one off the side of the goal. And that puck wobbling around back to the left point where Wang will keep it in. Now another big frame from the left point. Lets the wrister go. It bounces around off a couple skates, and Peretta fighting through a couple sticks. We'll play that back to the point, but, well, no, it looked like Chicago was going to be able to clear. Nicholson got in there and helped for the Bulldogs to keep that puck alive. 11:20 to go here in the third period. 40 seconds remain in the fourth Toronto power play. They are 1 for 3 so far. And good possession time, Conrad, but not really any shots on goal to speak of.
Very similar to the way Team Alberta played the previous game. Just keeps the puck to the outside, not giving that high danger chance. Saw a couple shots from the point do get blocked as well, so the comparisons continue.
As Dodick for the Bulldogs will choose to skate and take on Douglas. Douglas couldn't quite slow him down. Dodick's tripped, but this time the Stripes let him play. That could have been another one, but I think they've given Chicago one too many here so far, so they let play carry on, and now the Bulldogs will send a cross-ice pass right by everybody, and this should be icing. And it will be with 10.5 to go. The shots favor the Bulldogs 13-11 and favor the scoreboard at 2-0.
Jamal Myers laughing on the bench as he took a high stick from one of his own players coming off the ice right to the chops.
And Myers has taken a little bit worse than that in his NHL career, whether it was getting into some scraps or taking sticks to the face, but tough cookie nonetheless. As the Bulldogs, DeRoche takes it to his backhand, slides a D-to-D back of his own net. Nice outlet there to the weak side by the Bulldogs, as it will be a number 23, Saratsky. Saratsky eludes two sliding Chicago defenders, goes back to the point. The shot by DeRoche is knocked down by Saratsky, who was left alone at the side of the net, but the puck didn't make its way all the way to Ritter, and now is right behind the net. There you see our goal judge waiting to turn on the red light there. As CCM Chicago trying to slide that through the middle of the ice. Douglas overskated it. Now it will be stolen, and Dodick's going in all alone. He goes backhand, forehand, and Ritter is way out of position as Dodick made it look easy, and it's 3-0 Bulldogs.
That's not a great change there from CCM Chicago. You saw the defenseman curl off, thought the puck was going to go deeper, and leaves Dodick in all alone.
Pretty slick hands from number 10, Matthew Dodick. And he's got a goal and a helper now on the evening. And the Bulldogs have now increased their cushion to 3 as they lead with 9:30 to go. And Chicago having a tough time getting going here against this Toronto Bulldog team who looks to improve to 4-1 on the tournament. And again, get ever so close to locking up a playoff position.
You have to wonder if playing 2 games in a day did add to the mental error there. Because, you know, you're tired. Your legs probably feel like they're made of lead at this point if you're CCM Chicago. And, oh, we got some pushing and shoving here. I think both of them have to go here at this point. Yeah.
I love how the Stripes breaks that up. I love it.
Just parts the Red Sea, and both of them will head to the box. Offsetting roughing calls. We'll still play 5-on-5.
Well, Hutter's, he's not happy about the call, and the head coach of CCM Chicago is telling him, get in the box. There was definitely some swinging going on there, so Hutter and I believe it was number 33, Delino, going off.
Yeah, that's
or no, pardon me, number 43, Liam Chen. So it'll be Chen and Hutter serving 2 apiece. Coincidental minors for roughing after the whistle. And we don't have the NHL rules here, so it'll remain 5-on-5 rather than 4-on-4.
Yeah, just a reminder that this is played under Alberta minor hockey rules. That's why you see the changes after icings. Not quite the pro rules that some of us may be used to.
And so Chicago will look to generate something of their own as Cudio turned it over. And now it is Kalapaka. Kalapaka thought about kicking it to the wide side there and then tried to turn and spin and give it to Stewart, but might have got a little too fancy there. Chicago's Cudio. Cudio will let it go to Skinner. Skinner looked backdoor and an alert Ariana there got his stick out and broke up that backdoor outlet. As Cudio now once again. We'll see some skating room against Delino. Delino fell, and there is Seuss. Couldn't clear as it works its way back to Malfair around his own net. Makes a good first pass to the strong side wall outlet. That is number 92, Nicholson. Nicholson looking to split. Now it is a shot right on, and that one stopped by, it looked like the knob of the stick of Ritter as a point blanker from Peretta. And Ritter keeps this game at 3-0.
Ritter looks like he's relieved to not see the red light go on there. Kind of left it out to dry by his deep pairing.
Good job by Nicholson trying to split the 2 defensemen to suck them in, and that left Peretta wide open there in the slot for that grade A chance, but crickets for the Bulldogs there as Ritter makes a huge stop and keeps this game at a 3-goal deficit as Peretta once again will put that one right on rebound, and Ritter was sprawling across as we're not sure if he got a piece of that one off Nicholson as we saw Toronto score their 2nd goal off a very, very similar play as now Chicago a little bit unorganized in front of their own bench as they were trying to make a change. Halat's trying to find that loose puck, and now it will be Taylor bringing it over the line, and we will have a stoppage on the offside with 7:01 to go, and the Bulldogs once again coming close.
Both players released from the box of punishment after their roughing calls, and we'll turn around for our 3rd goal here. A little bit of impact there at center, but just a great dispossession in all alone. Great patience there on the move.
I mean, I'm coaching in the AJHL. We might need to sign Dodick next year with those middies.
Certainly tall enough. You might have to battle Brad Moran for that one.
Brad, good friend. Good, yeah, very good guy. Coaching the Calgary Canucks.
One of the few players to have his number retired by the Calgary Hitmen in the WHL.
He was a good player. As Toronto's Ariana steered that one away. It looked like it hit kind of the shaft of his stick and then bounced off the side of the goal. And now Toronto will come back the other way. It will be number 23, Saratsky. Saratsky will work his way wide and centered that one through. His target was Negazio. As Cudio now. 3-on-1 for Chicago. Douglas is with Cudio. They will try and center it. A great job by the defenseman, Chen, breaking up that play. Now a 3-on-2 with Chen joining the rush. Saratsky drops for Meshinter. The shot redirected on goal, and there is a good stop by Ritter in that one. Grazed off his shoulder and bounces into the corner. 2 good stops by Ritter there. As Chicago now comes back the other way, 3-on-2. We're seeing odd man after odd man. Here's Mayers. Mayers turned over that puck on the 3rd Toronto goal at center ice. He's back out there now trying to make amends. Now it will be Stewart. Stewart with a burst of speed. Takes it wide. We'll try to slide it to Meshinter. Meshinter now has some time. He sees Seuss. He'll go to Chen, but it's out of his reach. And Chen will get around it.
Welcome to the track meet, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth we go.
Absolutely, as Kalapaka now turns it over. Now here comes Chicago once again. That one gets by Chen. It will be Skinner. Skinner lets the shot go. A good one. Right on. It's there, and that one hit the side of the net. As number 97, Dean Zaccato, comes close. Now that shot deflected by a couple bodies. As we continue to go back and forth here, like Conrad was mentioning. And now it's a 1-on-1, maybe a 1-on-2, as Stewart's out of gas. And now Skinner back the other way. Cuts middle, as they just got a piece of him, was Wang. Wang trying to contain the small, speedy Skinner, as it's back of the net. Peretta there. Peretta trying to clear the zone. He couldn't do it, but he got some help from Zaccato, who brought it out himself. As we're down to 4:25 left. A very back and forth last few minutes of play here. And no goals to speak of somehow. As Delino, he gets knocked down by Halat. As Chicago clears that out of harm's way. That was Cotter. Now Chicago will soft chip that in behind the defenseman. Pollard tried to take the body. As Arietta will do a good job playing that puck away. And now here comes Chicago. Once again, it's just a turnover central here. And we have an offside to Chicago, and I can finally catch my breath.
And I'll let you get your breath, get a drink of water, because I'm going to mention someone whose name we said for the first time here in this game, but someone we've mentioned a lot, Chicago defenseman Brooks Ginsburg. Brooks, in previous games, has been really a power play quarterback, but we haven't said his name at all today, and has not really been able to get his forwards over that red line.
Well, and obviously, like you said, if he's a power play guy, Chicago only with 1 power play, and that was shortened back to 4-on-4 play, so he hasn't really had his chance to get out there and be that power play specialist, as we'll have another icing call, and I'm going to throw it to you because I might need another drink here.
Yeah, I can certainly take it for a bit. This really has to be your opportunity. If you're CCM Chicago, you got to win this face-off. If you want to get back in this, win the face-off, get a quick goal, because we've only got 3:49 left to play in this game, and it's going to be hard. You've got those loud Bulldogs fans down in that corner, and it's got to go against the run of play, it has to be said.
So the draw coming to the left of netminder Christian Arietta. Chicago, just like he said, won the draw, and that point shot was dangerous, as Arietta just caught a piece of it with the right shoulder. As the Bulldogs can't clear. Chicago really feeding off that energy, and there's another shot. A backhand try by Halat. And there is another shoulder save by Arietta.
A second jumping save in this game. Unorthodox.
Well, I think Arietta, he saw Ritter do it, so he said, well, monkey see, monkey do. And he ends up making another good stop there to preserve the, well, we won't say it.
We will not say it here on the broadcast. But
the abbreviation is SO.
Goose
we won't
egg.
say it. Yeah, we'll call it the goose egg for now. Haven't seen many geese around here today.
No, I think they're hiding from the storm that now darkens the skies above this great domed arena.
I was going to say they might head south, but the storms were worse down there today, so maybe they headed north. As Wild keeps it in at the left point for Chicago. Momentarily, that is. And now Toronto back the other way, 3-on-2. As it will be number 23, Saratsky, trying to center for the big frame Dodek, who is back at the blue paint looking for another bingo tonight, as he's got a goal and an assist for 2 points on the 3 Bulldog goals. As Cudio now 3-on-2. Over the line, Cudio trying to take it wide. He's got Mayers and Douglas. Douglas will retreat back to his right point as Chen, who broke that play up, goes to D'Agazio, who couldn't clear. Cudio now has a man going to the back post. Cudio lets the shot fly, and that didn't miss by much as he came close to making it 3-1. Douglas gets by Saratsky, lets the shot go, and Ariana, I don't know if he saw it, but tracked it all the way to the near side corner. Seuss, good stick on puck there. Look at Halat give him a couple, that's not Halat. That's Mayer's getting his stick up high, and Dodek brings it over the line, but it will be offside. And we'll have the play slow down with 2:04 now remaining, and it remains 3-0 Toronto.
I apologize. You're going to probably have to carry this one for a bit. It looks like there is going to be a timeout called by Chicago. They do need to win this in regulation to continue to have a chance here to make Saturday's elimination games.
And that might be a tall order with 2:04 to go here in the third period. It's like we're watching a episode of Jeopardy right now with the tunes going for the timeout. But the Bulldogs leading 3-0. They should feel fairly comfortable here in the driver's seat with about 120 seconds to go.
About that,
roughly 124 if you want to be exact. But the pace has really picked up here in this third period, especially with all the odd man rushes going either way. But neither team has really been able to capitalize. And one of the best parts about coming to the tourney is the tunes they're playing, as they try and get the crowd jacked up on a Thursday night.
I apologize, but I have to mention this. Ritter not going all the way back into the blue point, standing at the hash marks. Chicago knowing they need to get 3 goals here in the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds of this game.
And I would expect to see him come out right away if they're able to work the puck into the Toronto zone, as they do win the draw. That is Hutter winning it back. They look to go cross ice to number 97, Zaccato, and Ritter was going to come, but now Toronto will not be able to clear, and now they're calling for him. So it will be 6-on-5 with 1:45 to go. Toronto looking to ice this one with a 3-0 lead already. It's going to take a lot for Chicago to come back, but you never know, as the point shot blocked. And now it goes to Kalapaka, who will backhand that out to the Chicago line, where Taylor quickly gets there. Taylor getting angled towards the wall by Stewart, and he quickly tried to dish it for Kim. That would be Kenneth Kim. As we're down to 1:20, as Toronto centers it towards the empty net. Broken up there by the Chicago defenseman. As Kalapaka upended, and it will be Skinner going skate to stick. Try to elude number 93, not Dougie Gilmore, Jackson Pollard. As we're in the last minute, Skinner, clapper right on. That looked like it was missing the net, but blocker stopped by Ariana. Chicago now back with it. Will not be able to hold the line. Was number 23, that was Brooks Ginsburg. That's the first time we've been able to say his name tonight, as it will be Douglas. Douglas up for Skinner. Skinner has to get that puck deep, as it's right at the paint of the blue line, but he's able to play it low. Toronto not able to put something towards the empty net yet. Maybe this will be their chance, as they send it the length of the ice, but it will miss, as it went wide right of the net. And with 21.4 left here in the third period, we'll have a draw coming to the the left of Ariana. And I would think the bodies that Chicago had on the ice there after the timeout, they'll have to make a change. So they got to be gassed after that. But Toronto has always been a wagon at this tournament, especially the last 10 years or so. They've been real good. And they've given themselves a chance not only to make the playoffs, but to go deep, whether it's getting to the championship game or winning it. As Chicago centers, Toronto will once again clear. This one might have eyes, as they dumped it down the ice and they score. It's number 33, Matteo Delino, icing this one for the Bulldogs, as they will lead 4-0 with 9.3 to go.
And you can see the dejection from not only the Chicago bench, but the Chicago fans, as they know that a loss here, like Conrad said, will eliminate them from a chance at playing in the postseason. And the Bulldogs
still have a chance to take their division.
Boy, their coach not happy right now. As I think he was telling them, let's line up. It's 4-0, and yeah, he's giving it to their bench. But I mean, for him being rattled, they're in control here, up 4-0.
It's the small things. Play like you've been there before. It's something I always heard when you had a big victory like this.
So the clock winds down, and the Bulldogs will win this hockey game by a score of 4-0. And they will improve to 4-1 on the tournament. Both teams will maintain opposite records of each other. Chicago falls to 1-4. And I guess, Conrad, before you got to run, give us a quick summary of tonight's hockey game.
Summary, Chicago came close. They pressed a lot today, but the Bulldogs just used a couple early mistakes, well, mistakes late in periods, and just took control. Did not let their foot off the gas.
Well, I know the Bulldogs head coach not happy with the, I think the extra celebration, but
it's a fun tournament. These players don't get to play on ice like this very often.
Absolutely. Clearly trying to keep his team in check moving forward, maybe trying not to get ahead of themselves, but they do get the win, and it was, well, a convincing one at 4-0, but
and you almost feel Chicago's batteries did start to run out there in the third period. But I do have to get down to our interview location. Thank you very much for joining me for these last two games of the day.
It was a pleasure, Conrad, a pleasure. And we thank all of you watching from home in these last two games, in particular this last one of the night on day 4 between the Toronto Bulldogs and CCM Chicago. Once again, the Bulldogs coming away with a 4-0 win against CCM Chicago, and will improve to 4-1 and take a step closer to clinching their playoff berth on Saturday. Once again, my name is Adam Manna. I was your play-by-play man for tonight. Conrad Krauser will have our 3-star selections momentarily. On behalf of ASTV, thanks for tuning in.
We got time. Hi, hockey fans. For the last time tonight, my name's Connor Krauser. I'm your color commentator, joined by young Matthew Cutie. Matthew couldn't find the answer to Ariana in this game, but your team certainly tried hard. You were flying the zone, trying to fire every piece of rubber you could at the net. What do you have to say for your team's effort today?
We did pretty good. We had a lot of chances, but the goalie was really good.
He got a couple chances, but all respect to the opposing goaltender here from this young hockey player. So unfortunately, that likely means Saturday's out of the competition. Playing for Pride tomorrow. What do you have to do to come out victorious tomorrow?
We have to come out and play hard, and we have to score more goals than the other.
It's that simple. Just score more goals. I wish I had thought of that. You're going to take my job one of these days, Matthew. But here, I'll let you go down to the locker room and celebrate and get ready for tomorrow with your teammates. Have a great afternoon. Great evening, rather. Matthew just posing for a few more photos and coming over to our broadcast location with the shutout goaltender number 31, Christian Ariana. Christian, second time we've had you over here. What can you say? Your team was blocking shots. They were getting opportunities. Does that give you confidence playing behind teams like that?
It feels really good. Being confident that they're gonna score and that I have good defense.
Now you have a good defense in front of you. It's truly a team game, and all of these players taking advantage and recognizing the teammates in front of them. You had a couple tough saves there, and you definitely, in the third period, had to jump to make a couple of saves. It's not what they teach you in goaltending school, is it? It's just instinct, hey?
Yeah, really no technique. Just trying to keep the puck out the net.
So we had comparisons. You were a similar jersey to the Nashville Predators, and we found you have a similar build to their recently retired goaltender, Pekka Rinne. Do you find that to be an appropriate comparison? A taller goalie, but with a focus on being strong positionally?
I don't know a lot about him, but I don't know.
You think it's appropriate? Who do you model your game after then?
I don't know, just like a big goalie that doesn't have to make a lot of moves.
Big goalie, doesn't make a lot of moves. Didn't have to make a lot tonight. As you put up that 0, we were making sure not to say shutout in the broadcast booth, but you can celebrate now. I'll let you head back down to the locker room. And your first star today, number 10, with the nice move on the second goal, Matthew Dodick. What did you see on that play? Because that was a very patient move in front of net.
Yeah. My dad usually tells me usually fake and then go the other way, so that's what I did.
Message from the father to just take your time in front of the net, go one way, then back to the other, and it worked today. What can you say about the whole team? Because it seems like you guys were all playing for each other, blocking shots for your goaltender as well.
Yeah, we played as a really good team today. We had some good breakouts. Our passing was also really good.
Your passing certainly was very good and led to this big score line. So, only the one loss to the Minnesota team. Are you looking forward? Have you already thought about that playoff date and maybe a rematch, trying to get the result to be different?
Yeah, that game's going to be a really good one. We're going to come out strong, and we're going to get the W.
You're going to come out strong and get the W if you see them again in the playoffs. But anyways, I'll let you take a few more photos and celebrate this one. One more day left here for the round robin of the Brick Invitational. My name's Connor Krauser. On behalf of everyone here for the Brick Tournament and at ASTV, thank you very much, everyone. Have a safe drive back to your hotels or home, and if you're watching from home, we'll see you again tomorrow.